For MustangsTV.com, I'm Kenny Baker, and I'm here with new Loretta High School Principal Dr. Jennifer Littleton. Thank you for being here with us today to tell us how you plan to take on this new role. You were the Algebra 2 teacher last year, where I was lucky enough to be in your class and to have you as a teacher. You're an excellent teacher, and I'm sure you will be a wonderful principal as well. Could you talk about the transition going from a teacher to a principal?
Well, first of all, Kenny, thank you for saying that. I enjoyed having you in class last year. And I've taught math for the past 10 years. And so going from the classroom to now being principal is a huge adjustment. You see things from a different point of view, as being an administrator. And even though I have administrative degrees, I don't think there's any amount of coursework or, book work that can prepare you for this job. I think most of it is on-the-job training, where every day is something new. Most people say, "How's it going?" And I just kind of comment, it's crazy busy, it's good, but every day there's something new. And there are a lot of days that somebody may ask me a question and I may not know the answer, but I just say I don't know, but I'll find out, because like I said, everything is on the job training, and you just kind of learn as you go, and you learn what works and what doesn't work. So I think it's been a smooth transition, but at the same time, there is a lot to learn going from the classroom straight to being principal.
Well, in saying that, where and how did you really get your education and now being your doctorate degree from?
Well, when I started college years ago, I started at UNA and got my bachelor's in math when I became a teacher. And then, through that, I went on to get a master's degree and an EDS degree. And then just last December, I finished my doctorate degree from Tennessee State University in Nashville. And that was in administration and supervision.
Okay, well, are you really a strict disciplinarian? And what, I'm speaking for the students here, what can they really get away with?
Well, of course, I'm going to say they can't get away with anything. We're going to be really strict. And I think for the most part, Coach Swan handles most of the discipline. And so far, he's done, an excellent job with the discipline. I don't want students to feel like, that we're in prison. But at the same time, I think we need to have some order and keep everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because I think that if we have discipline under control and everybody's in the right place at the right time, then I think student learning is going to be increased, because, we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing, and we can actually focus on learning and not on discipline. So I'm going to say they can't get away with anything. Of course, I think if you've had me in class, you know that I'm, I try to be nice and fair with everybody. And I think that's what, Coach Swan and I are trying to do, is be fair and be consistent at the same time, with their discipline.
Well, the teachers working on your campus, what do you really expect from them while they're teaching in the classroom? You expect, I'm sure, for them to enforce your discipline rules.
Well, and we do. When Coach Swan and I, became the administration, I guess you could say, adopted a new discipline plan. We shared that with the teachers, and we expect the teachers, to uphold that discipline plan and handle discipline in their classrooms as they see fit. And then when the time comes, for them to send them to the office, they do. And so far, the teachers have done an excellent job. I mean, we ask them to be consistent, and they have. When we have dress code violations or cell phone violations, or, things that break school rules and county policies, they've sent them to our office, and we've dealt with them accordingly. And so far, the teachers have done an excellent job with helping us with the discipline.
Well, that's great. But in your opinion, what is the single most important quality about being a principal?
Well, I guess you could say I don't think there's one single most important quality, because I think it takes a lot of different qualities to be an effective principal. Of course, we've only been in school 2.5 weeks, so I can't probably judge my effectiveness so far, but I think that first and foremost, you have to be caring. I think your heart has to be in the right place. And I truly do care and have a passion for education, and I care about students. And I really want to see, all the students here at Loretta High School succeed and do well. And I keep telling myself, as long as my heart's in the right place and I keep the students' best interest in mind, I think that's going to go a long way, I hope. I also think you need to be dedicated, because the job is very demanding. It does take time, but also I think that time is well spent in, working to better Loretta High School and provide a good education for our students. And I also think you have to have the ability to make tough decisions and make the decisions that are right for Loretta High School and for our students. They may not always be popular decisions, and people may not always like the decisions we make, but I think you need to be able to make those tough decisions, and always keep the best interests of our students in mind.
Exactly. So, what is the best part about your new job?
Well, I think if I had to say the actual best part, the most thing would be having the ability to have an impact on so many students. When you're a classroom teacher, you may see a span of 150 students throughout the year. But in this aspect, you have the ability to impact, 522 students or whatever enrollment is today. But I think, it's having that ability to have the most positive impact on students and on their education. I will say though, something that I'm realizing the first 2 weeks, when you're a teacher, you get to know students on more of a personal level because you see them every day. They're in your class for an hour and a half. And now, a lot of the new students coming in, I may not get to know everybody on a first name basis. And that's something that I'm going to have to that I'm struggling with a little bit, because I want to know our students by their first names. And that is hard when you're looking at, a campus of over 500 students. But I think, being able to impact them in a positive way, I think would be the best part of my job.
Well, this year being your first year as Loretta High School principal, what is your main goal in trying to better the school?
Okay. I feel like I have several different things that I want to work on throughout the year, but I think the single most thing would be school spirit. I want Loretta High School to be, the school that everybody wants to come to. I want the students to have pride in their school. I want the community to have a spirit of the school to where everything they see is in a positive aspect. I really want this to be the best school it can possibly be, and I want Loretta High School to be the staple of the community where parents say, I can't wait for my student to get to go to Loretta High School. And I just want the students to have pride in the school. I do think, with some new programs we have, new football program and other athletic programs that we have, I think hopefully we're on the right track there. And again, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I just want to do everything I can possible to make Loretta High School the best school it can be for our students and for our community.
Well, there's no doubt that I believe that you can succeed in that. And we thank you so much for being here with us today.
Okay, thank you for asking me.
No problem. And on behalf of MustangsTV.com, be sure to check back throughout the year to find more of these same interviews with the players and coaches. Thanks.